Call to order, Town of Prescott Valley, regular council meeting, August 14th, 2025. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Lopez.
Present.
Councilmember Keo.
Present.
Councilmember Freund. Councilmember Greer.
Here.
Councilmember Schumacher.
Present.
Vice Mayor Searcher.
Here.
Mayor Pulguda.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, ma'am. Before we get going to the invocation, some of you may notice things are a little bit different in council chambers. So we have our big TVs, we got some new audio setup, and one of the new things we got going on is if you have hearing aids, and if they are Bluetooth or internet connected, we can get you linked right up to that. And the two gentlemen in the back right there will be able to help you if you need help with that. So that will definitely improve our audio in this room. So hopefully you guys can already hear how good it is. So, and with that being said, I'd like to welcome down Carl Millock, chaplain for the VFW, and he is going to do our invocation and lead us in the pledge. So welcome, sir. Sir, go right to the microphone right here. Go to the microphone right here. Sure. Perfect.
Oops, there it is. Good evening. Oh, Father, how good you are. Prescott Valley, what a place that you have set aside as a place of residence for your people. So we want to lift up Prescott Valley to you, Father, tonight. You said in your book, set aside, be sure and pray for on a regular basis. But you told Timothy to lift up those in authority that you have placed in authority to govern, to lead in authority, in wisdom, your wisdom. So just, we lift them up, Father, our mayor, vice mayor, all the council people here tonight. Just give them your wisdom, exhort them, encourage them to lead, to seek you, seek your will. And this community will be as it always was, always is. We want to exhort, lift up, ask your special blessing tonight on a project that's going to be presented. It dawned on me on my way here that through your book, you told Moses, Joshua, several of your heroes of faith to make monuments of stones, to set aside stones, to mark where you had things happen that you preferred and that you blessed, and you wanted to be remembered. How much do things change? It's still going on. So we want to lift up Erin, her crew, her committee, the people that she's got alongside of her. We ask for your blessing on it. It's going to be a special remembrance to veterans. We ask that you bless that project. And we're going to give you all the praise, all the glory for now and forever. For you are so worthy. And they all said, amen. Face the flag. Uncover. Hands over to the heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic, indivisible.
Thank you, sir. Next up, item 3, can I get a motion to approve the agenda as presented? Can
So moved.
I have a second?
I'll second.
Councilmember Lopez. That passes unanimously.
Thanks, ma'am. Next up, call to the public. At this time, members of the public may comment on matters listed on the agenda or solely on matters within the jurisdiction of the town. Any persons wishing to address the council must register their name with the town clerk prior to the commencement of the meeting. The council's response is limited to responding to criticism, asking staff to review a matter commented upon, or asking that a matter be put on future agenda. Such remarks shall be limited to 3 minutes unless additional time is granted by the mayor. Also, folks, you will start to see, when you're at the podium, you'll notice a timer right here. You also see some lights at 30 seconds. It'll go from green to yellow. And then once it gets, your 3 minutes is up, red will come on, and then you'll hear a mild sound, I suppose, is what it is. It's hard to describe. But you'll definitely know that you've reached 3 minutes at that point. So with that being said, clerk?
So we have 4 people registered for call to the public, and the first one would be Isabel Saracides.
Welcome, ma'am.
Isabel Cedes, 16-year resident. Mayor and council, I'm here to speak about agenda item that is eliminating the selection committee. The selection committee has been in existence since 1994. It was reaffirmed by the council retreat earlier this year. Many citizens attend these meetings. Now the mayor and vice mayor are proposing to eliminate the selection committee. So all except for Planning and Zoning Commission, it is proposed to be taken out of the public view. Town staff would screen, interview, and recommend candidates to council. It has not been determined how that would happen. Last I spoke to the town manager. This suggests a preference for closed-door processes, which is disturbing. Legally, those meetings would not have to be posted or open to the public, and there would be no minutes. Here's the backstory. The mayor concealed the name of the individual with questionable values up for an appointment when the selection committee met in May. He refused to name the applicant after being asked. Violations in handling the meeting were reported. Now the mayor and vice mayor, instead of fixing the violations and making corrections, they want to rid the selection committee. This is beyond the pale wrong. The town attorney has confirmed the selection committee is a public body and needs to comply with the open meeting laws. Arizona law and the town code states all meetings of any public body shall be public meetings and anyone shall be allowed to attend. Even the adopted council conduct and value statement talks about public trust and actively creating a foundation of trust through transparency and how decisions are made and actions are taken. At the last council meeting, the mayor said, the selection committee is really a joke. No, it's not. It's worked for 30 years. The selection committee just needs better oversight to comply with best practices, the open meeting law, and transparency. Other council members can sit on the selection committee. It doesn't have to be the mayor and the vice mayor. This proposal is about figuring out a way to hide actions from citizens. You don't get rid of a process just because you don't want the public watching.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. There's a lot of echo, just so you know. Thank you.
Told you it was a unique sound.
Mr. Mayor, I apologize. There's 6 people total. So then our next citizen will be Sandy Graham.
Who do we have on deck for that? Who's next after Sandy?
Sandy Graham, Bruce Evans, Chris Russo. And then I'll read the last 2.
Welcome, ma'am.
Good evening, Mayor, Town Council, and staff. I'm Sandy Graham. I'm a resident of Viewpoint North. Here's a quote from a reader commentary in the Baltimore Sun on August 3rd of this year. Our government is the custodian of public trust, taxpayer funds, and we as citizens have every right to insist on transparency and accountability. End of quote. Numerous public comments have been made that the public perceives there are many closed-door meetings in this town. This thinking leads people to believe that town council's decisions are predetermined. In the 2024 survey, the residents rated the performance of the key issues of this town poor or very poor. The town council are those who make the decisions on these issues. One would think with a report card an F and F minus, the town council would want to improve the residents' perception of the job that elected officials are doing. Changing the process of the selection of the advisory committees, commissions, and boards with a process that the public will not be able to view is not a show of transparency. It is yet another step inviting distrust. Placing the responsibility on department directors who are employees of the town really is not in their job description. I believe this change in procedure is being done to get around open meeting laws. These laws need to be followed when the candidates are being interviewed, selected, and appointments renewed. The procedure is not a joke, but one that carries responsibility and good judgment. Nothing less should be expected of our elected leaders. I encourage our elected officials to step up, do their job with great transparency, and do what's best for the residents of Prescott Valley. Thank you.
Yep.
Bruce Evans, and then Chris Russo, and then Joe Colosimo.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Bruce Evans, Quillwood Meadows. Want to speak on two topics tonight. The first one is water. I had the pleasure last week of attending the Prescott Valley Water Academy, and many thanks to Neil and Tracy and all of their colleagues. It was a great deal of fantastic information and informed us greatly on our water situation. I did my own math, and this isn't from Tracy or from Neil, but I looked at the resource and how much we're depleting it every year. Basically, we've got 200 years worth of water. So that might change with growth or use of the aquifer. So cut it in half and call it 100. An analogy to that would be, let's pretend you have an IRA with $1 million in it. You had a good career, you got lucky. And you're taking $10,000 a year out of it that you'd rather not. You'd rather leave the $1 million there. But you still have 100 years to deal with your problem. You can come up with cash conservation measures. You can search for more lucrative investments. You have alternatives and you have time. It is the same with our water situation. I really get upset when I hear people talk about there's no water management in this town. We're very creative, very forward thinking, whether it's the Virginia Iris project, whether it's a net zero test for Lakeshore 650, or the 100-year certificate for commercial properties to be used for residential that's over and above state law. So for those that tell us the sky is falling, it isn't. The town is taking some very proactive measures, and we do have time to deal with the problem. The other thing I want to talk about is a lawsuit. As many of you are aware, I think it was on the 5th, I filed a civil complaint in Yavapai County Superior Court. Named all you good folks. That's a statutory requirement. Nothing against you folks. It has to do with the petition that was raised for Project Lynx. It basically says that, well, I won't get into the details of it, but the reason I launched that suit is there is so much negativism, NIMBYism, and things that can really go against the best interests of this town over time. Most of the people making most of the noise represent a very skinny demographic. I'm not skinny, but I'm part of that demographic. And it's time that we open the dialogue up, that we represent and speak for a lot of other people in the overall town demographic, young families looking to make a living, raise kids, better education, better medical, and just prosperity for all. That was the basic reason I wanted to bring this issue to a head and to have more discussion in the public that represents more of the town demographic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Sir?
Hey, good evening, Mayor and Vice Mayor and Council. I just wanted to also, it's loud. I just wanted to also say I attended the Water Academy last week, and I also attended the Citizens Academy a few months back. And I just want to say that those are excellent ways for everybody in the town to be able to find out how their government works, how the public service, the public works, how the water. I just wanted to thank Tracy Lund for an excellent class she did. She confesses wonkyism. She likes to get into the weeds on a lot of the different things because she's a geologist, so she gets really deep into the weeds, which I like. I like to know some details about things, and she definitely does that. She keeps it entertaining, and I would encourage everybody in the town to go to that. Last time I did say something about the Citizens Academy, but I failed to mention Brian Judy. He was there every week. He was out there waiting for us, making sure that we got in the proper room. And I just wanted to thank him for that, because that was an excellent course. It was 11 weeks, and if you could take out a Wednesday for a couple hours, for 11 weeks, I really encourage you to do it. You can learn. You can learn everything about the town, and I encourage everybody to take advantage of it. It's free, and you get fed too.
Thank you, sir. Joe, clerk, do we have anyone else after Joe?
Yeah, Joe and Tim. Budget, yeah.
Uh-oh. Joe, you just got here and you're broken.
It keeps falling off, I'm sorry. We good? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you to the council members who attended the Stone Ridge Town Hall last week. We presented factual information to the town, County Board of Supervisors, state representatives, Eli Crane and his staff, and over 250 residents of Stone Ridge that attended about the two Fane excavation sites, the pit and government tank. Based upon the factual information that we presented, the most logical and suitable location for the Fanes to expand their business is Government Tank off of Old Black Canyon Road and out of complete sight of any nearby neighborhoods. The Fanes have full rights to their land off of Stone Ridge Drive near Fane Park. They want to be good neighbors and not continue their operation there, but would rather have it at Government Tank, even though it will cost them to do so. The leading members of the Prescott Valley Citizens Alliance have lied about the Government Tank location to this council and the residents of Prescott Valley. 2 years ago, this group, along with residents from Prescott Country Club, started a petition to stop the mine off of Old Black Canyon. They didn't even know the name of the site, let alone that it was an excavation site and not an actual mine. They were all over social media using scare tactics and lies to get what they wanted. They recently started rumors about a secret meeting between the council and a group of residents from Stone Ridge. They even said that the meeting last week was a secret meeting. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's my understanding that the council is allowed to attend a meeting that they are invited to by the residents they serve. Prescott Valley Citizens Alliance couldn't tell you why the Fanes had chosen that location because they knew nothing about it and they didn't bother to ask. They had never physically seen the proposed site. As you know, I and others here have physically been to all the Fane sites. They are run meticulously by the book and within the laws of the state of Arizona. Because the majority of the residents of Prescott Country Club actually live outside of the town of Prescott Valley, They in the Prescott Valley Citizens Alliance had to come over to the residents of Stone Ridge to garnish support. Since our Stone Ridge meeting last week, we have heard from numerous residents who are now angry about being blatantly lied to about the old Black Canyon location. Many residents told us that they were told that they were going to be poisoned to death or their homes would be destroyed by blasts. I'm asking this council to not give the time of day to the Prescott Valley Citizens Alliance.
Sir, thank you. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. I'm Tim Fugit. I live in Prescott Valley, and I think y'all are doing a great job. So just to follow up to Joe's comments, today I sent this email to Janelle, who I'm very fond of, earlier. I don't know if she's had a chance, but I'm just going to review the email that you might read later. Today I went to the APS site, which is run by McCormick Incorporated. They run the excavation pit operation that Joe was referencing. And I spoke with Pete Thompson, who is their vice president and area manager. He was a gentleman at our town meeting last week that Joe also alluded to. Today I noticed a little bit of impatience in his tone, not so much with me, I hope it wasn't with me, but I could see that the level of this controversy was kind of wearing thin on the company, and it started with a delayed rezoning permit, and it's now gone into the controversy of two excavation pits, two gravel pits, one we would call Site 1 and number 2, the government tank. They are prepared in the near future, as Pete said today, to begin excavating Site 1. Now, for those of those in the audience that don't know where that is, it's on the west side of Stone Ridge Drive, below the backside of Cal Ranch, that store. This site is included in their lease and is the most cost-effective site for their operation. Site 1 will impact Stone Ridge Drive in many ways, including damage, the need to remove the median strip for ingress and egress of the trucks, added traffic at Highway 69 with trucks coming or going every 15 to 20 minutes. This is Pete's estimate, by the way, throughout the day, and the closeness of Victorian Estates, which is only 0.39 miles away. The distance from Stone Ridge Drive to the far end of this site is only 0.13 miles. That's why it's so close to Victorian Estates. The distance to Highway 69 is 0.34 miles. Mr. Thompson impressed upon me that time is a factor. They're running out of rock and have several contracts lined up. They cannot operate two quarries at the same time, as it is cost prohibitive. This question has come up before. They are willing to be a good neighbor, as Joe mentioned, by moving to the government tank site. By every objective measure, it is the best site for all surrounding communities concerned. But it's not the best site for the operator's bottom line. It costs them a little bit more money. In doing so, they expect to be reimbursed for their initial assessment for construction of the haul road. I ask for your support in the government tank site. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Clerk?
No one else, Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving on to item 5, council communications. I'll start to my right. Councilwoman?
I just want to give a shout out to the VFW. I was there recently, invited to Taco Tuesday lunch. So if you're free, they often have Friday night dinners, specials, and Taco Tuesday at our own VFW. Thanks.
Councilman?
I just wanted to say that last week I missed the council study session because I was attending a housing and water policy summit in Phoenix, sponsored by the Morrison Institute of ASU. There were a lot of great ideas, a lot of good practices, best practices that we learned, and a lot of takeaway information that I brought back, and I've started sharing it with town staff And I think we'll actually get a very good return on our investment for doing that. I see a lot of opportunities for saving water and improving housing situations in town. Thank you.
Vice Mayor?
I just wanted to say thank you to the residents of Prescott Valley for opening up your homes, your clubhouses on August 5th for National Night Out. What a fantastic evening that was. So I just wanted to say thank you to the residents that opened their homes and the clubhouses for that event. Also, shout out to Chief Ticer and the police department and also staff here in the town for all the work they did for that event. So thank you.
Councilwoman?
Yes, I wanted to point out that Prescott Valley is finalists in the Savvy Award nominations in 2 categories. Best one-time event for Jasper Parkway opening, and the other one is Best Strategic Communications Plan. They were chosen out of 1,100 nominees, so I'm very proud of our staff. And the second thing I want to say is it's Music on the Green this Saturday. I hope everybody brings their chairs and something to eat and listens to the music of Scott Marshall and the Free Radicals.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Davison, manager's report?
No report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Item 7, consent agenda. All matters listed under consent agenda are considered routine by the town council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Council, we've all had a chance to review our packet. I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve all items listed under consent agenda by electronic vote.
Have a
I'll
second?
second.
Clerk, please call the vote.
Councilmember Greer,
Aye. Still not.
is that a yes? That passes unanimously, Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 8, ZMC 24-005, Pronghorn Unit 21. Mr. Norlock, second reading. Go ahead.
No further comments from staff, just here for any questions you guys might have.
Council, have you any additional questions for Mr. Norlock from the last time he presented? Clerk?
Ordinance number 2025-957, an ordinance of the mayor and common council of the town of Prescott Valley, a municipal corporation of Arizona, amending the town zoning map by changing the zoning district classification of approximately 24 acres comprising real property located in the east half of sections 23 and 26, Township 15 North, Range 1 West, Gila and Salt River Basin Meridian, Pronghorn Ranch Unit 21, from PLPD Public Lands Planned Area Development Zoning to RL 10 PD Residential Single Family Limited Planned Area Development Zoning for purposes of constructing 48 new homes and providing that this ordinance shall be effective 30 days after its passage and approval according to law.
Clerk, shall this ordinance pass?
Mayor, that passes unanimously.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving on to 9A, FDP 25-004, Pronghorn Unit 21. Mr. Norlock, anything to comment or add?
Just on this is just the action for the final plat now that we've rezoned the property. And then just one thing, in walking the site with Pronghorn resident, staff recommends adding a condition of approval for the project that the site will have landscaping on the frontage of Parkview as approved by the town.
And also should note that in the future, these final development plans won't ever come before council for a final vote. Is that correct?
That is correct, per state law.
Thank you, sir. Any questions for Mr. Norlock? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign resolution number 2025-24-29, adopting FDP 25-004, Pronghorn Unit 21.
I'll second.
Clerk, please call the vote.
Mr. Mayor, could I ask, does that include the condition that was proposed?
That would be correct, sir.
Okay.
Clerk, please call the vote.
Sorry. Perfect. That passes unanimously, Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Next up, item 9C, construction contract, Section 2 sewer upsizing project, CIP number CR 2302. Welcome, ma'am.
Yeah. Good evening, Mayor and council members. I'm here to talk about the Section 2 sewer upsizing project that we have going on. Next slide. This project is to increase capacity in our sewer line in this area. It is going to be approximately 7,000 linear feet of 18-inch sewer main running parallel to the existing 12-inch main that runs through the state land right there between Santa Fe Loop and Viewpoint Drive. It will have 15 manholes and include a utility access road with low water crossing so we can better access those two lines, the new one and then the existing one. Next slide. Thanks. We went through the public bidding process, publicly advertised and followed the standard bidding process and got 10 bids. The low bid, which we would like to have accepted, is by ERC, Earth Resources Corporation. With the combined Schedule A and B, they came to $1,559,059.50. So this is to approve that, as well as the next item on the agenda is for an engineering contract amendment. They had additional engineering services for design, as well as we wanted to include a bit more construction observation, which would be the inspection. We needed a bit more support with that. And that would be, they're asking for $25,817 additional dollars to their current engineering contract. That is it. Are there any questions for me?
I have a question. What is your timeline, ma'am?
We are looking for this to be completed in 120 days. We think it will actually be a little bit less if it does get completed, and then it should be done by about February. So, yeah, it's goal to complete it before then.
And considering the location, it won't affect any traffic or pedestrians?
No, most of the work is occurring in that state land where nobody lives. It should be pretty easy through there, but there will be some work around traffic at the connections at Santa Fe as well as at Viewpoint. Actually, very little traffic issues on Santa Fe, but a little bit into the Viewpoint area, but we'll work around that. Most of it's honestly off the main roads and should go pretty easy.
Any other questions, council? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to award a bid to and enter into a contract with Earth Resources Corporation for the Section 2 sewer upsizing project in the amount of $1,559,059.50 by electronic vote.
I'll second.
Clerk, please call the vote.
Mayor, that passes unanimously.
Thank you, ma'am. Next up, item 9D, engineer contract amendment, section 2, sewer upsizing project, CIP CR 2302. There's nothing to add, I believe. Ma'am? Thank you. No, you're fine. With that being said, folks, do we have any other questions on this? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion on this item.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve amendment number 3 to the professional services agreement with Civil Tech Engineering for additional design and construction administration services for the Section 2 sewer upsizing project, CIP number CR 2302, in the amount of $25,817, and extending the agreement through June 30th, 2026 by electronic vote.
I'll second.
Clerk, please call the vote.
Mayor, that passes unanimously.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving on to item 9E, screening, interview, and recommendation of Town Council Advisory Board candidates, consideration and possible action. Mr. Davidson's actually not going to be taking this one. I'm just going to basically present or just discuss what it means in regards to this item. As we all know, we have currently have a group of council members made up of 3 people who do interviews and then ultimately Those people then go on to the council for final vote. So this would eliminate having that first section, basically. Staff would not be involved. Staff would just then select their person. That person will then be made public. Their application is made public. Council then still has the opportunity on an individual basis to go out and speak to someone over the phone, have coffee with them, discuss what they like or don't like about the person. And even residents of the council or the community can do the same thing. Their information is out there. They could probably set up a meeting with staff and that person if they want to talk to them and find out exactly how that person is in the community and if they fit onto a commission or not. But ultimately, at the end of the day, as it has always been, it is council discretion. 7 elected officials get to vote on who goes to a board or a commission. That's all. One of the other things that we've done before, we've trusted staff to pick members of committees before. Most recently, the YMCA Aquatics Group, members were picked by council. Some members of the community were also picked by staff for the Glassford Dells Regional Park. So we trust staff to make these decisions. Council ultimately has the final say. That's all this is, folks. Councilwoman?
Yes, and I would ask that you all consider to keep this selection committee in place. It's going to be under the purview of the clerk's office now, so it will be more formalized and follow open meeting law. I was thrilled to be a part of it, and I like taking that opportunity to interview and meet the people. I believe Ken would be willing to do it. If Kendall, I believe even during the January 3rd meeting, you said you'd be interested in doing it. So I think there's still interest in having council do the interviews. And I do know that the last meeting, there was maybe 10 people in the audience watching the interview. It's really a good interaction, and I think we should keep it.
Councilwoman?
I also know that when this is volunteer positions for absolutely no pay, and when you have to go through a grueling process and you feel like you are being cornered into answering something maybe off the top of your head or had you practiced properly, it's like going for a job interview with no pay. So I think that the new way of doing this, of what's being introduced tonight, would actually be something we could try. If it doesn't work out as well, we can always go back to the other way of doing it. My personal opinion is that I've had people that came forward and said, it almost is so intimidating that I don't want to volunteer. And I think that would be a sad day when you don't have the people who come forward to volunteer for a position, to serve on a board, or feel that they are being singled out because maybe one of the council members that are doing the interview has a beef with them or a personal vendetta. So to me, I think the new way of doing this might be the best thing for us to go forward with. And then if it doesn't work out, we can always go back to the old way. Thank you.
Vice Mayor? Oh, I'm sorry. Councilman?
Thank you. I generally agree with what Councilwoman Keel said. I think that the system isn't necessarily broken. I understand that, I was an alternate for this program and never got called to act as an alternate. But I'm still willing to do it and work on a selection committee. And I'm also, I don't think this system was broken. I think there were some issues that maybe turned the mayor and the vice mayor off some of the turmoil that went on. But I'm willing to risk that. I think that we should continue it. To continue to try it at least for maybe a little bit longer rather than change it. Thank you.
Vice Mayor?
Thank you. To my knowledge, I'm the only person on council that has served on a board and commission here in this town, if I'm not mistaken. And for the record, I served on planning and zoning for 9.5 years. 11 years ago, when I was first elected for planning and zoning, I just want to educate people about the process. It was a very informal meeting. No public was there. In fact, other commissioners at the time that were appointed, my meeting was literally in the council office, and others had meetings literally in the lobby of the council office and manager's office. No staff was there, no department heads were there, and to my knowledge, I don't even think it was a public meeting, because at no time there was not a quorum. The committee then made a recommendation to council, and ultimately, council is the one that made the decision to appoint or not appoint to any board or commission. So really, when all is said and done, the committee, to me, is somewhat irrelevant, because really the council has the final say on who goes to what board or what commission. Now, I do have some suggestions in terms of what we can do to help things a little bit better. All reappointments, I feel like, even for planning and zoning, can go on to the consent agenda. All new appointments, I'd like to go back to the way it was back in the day. If you were an appointee to a board or commission, you were actually expected to show up to a council meeting and stand before council. So I actually would like to see new appointments for any board or commission come before us in new business, and I think that would be a good compromise solution for new appointments, come before council under new business, and then all reappointments go under consent.
Anything else, council? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion. A motion, need a second?
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign Resolution 2025-2030, repealing prior resolution number 2025-2401, and setting new procedures for screening, interviewing, and recommending council appointments to advisory boards.
I'll second.
Clerk, please call the vote.
Mr. Mayor, that passes 5-2.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving on, 9F, proposed time change, September 11th, 2025, regular town council meeting. Mr. Davison, do you want to take this one?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, this is a simple time change, and for the public, it's on our September 11th regular council meeting. We are recommending that it be moved to 3 p.m., and that is to accommodate for the Healing Field special 9/11 presentation that starts at 6 o'clock.
Thank you, sir. Couldn't agree more. Council, have anything to add? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the proposed time change for the September 11th, 2025 regular town council meeting from 5:30 p.m. time set to the in-town code to 3 p.m.
I'll second.
Clerk, please call the vote.
Mayor, that passes unanimously.
Thank you, ma'am. Next up, final item, Freedom Rock Project. Mr. Barton, welcome, sir.
Mayor and council, there's been growing interest in the community to bring a Freedom Rock to Prescott Valley. As such, a community group has emerged, and they've been working in coordination with the town on this project and to bring the Freedom Rock to the Civic Center campus. With that, it really is a community-led initiative, and it's driven through community donations. We do have the group here today, and they are going to give a brief presentation about the project. Council, you'll just be considering the authorization of the project. And so with that, I'll go ahead and introduce Erin O'Hara, and she is the leader of the Freedom Rock Community Group, and she'll go ahead and tell you more about the project.
Thank you, sir. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Town Council. Before I get started, I'd like to briefly introduce my team here. I have Karen O'Loughlin, Brian DeYoung, and Jim Turner. Our other member, Lisa Marsh, is out of town on business. So the Freedom Rock, I know that you discussed this in your executive planning session back in January. We've kind of moved a lot since then, and Mayor, I would like to thank you for having chosen me to lead this team. The Freedom Rock itself, it's very well known if you're from the Midwest. It started in 1999 when the artist Ray Bubba Sorensen watched Saving Private Ryan and was so inspired that he felt he needed to do something for veterans and giving back for unique recognition on Veterans, or Memorial Day. And so that's kind of where the Freedom Rock was born. And now there is one in every county of Iowa. And in total, mostly in the Midwest, there's 122 Freedom Rocks. Our goal is to get the Freedom Rock here in Prescott Valley. For our Arizona veterans, it would be phenomenal. It's a local source of pride. It'll bring veterans from the state, from the country here. It'll be a great tourist attraction. Like I said, getting Arizona on the map. We've already put down our $2,000 deposit, so we are officially in the queue. So now the rest of the fundraising and stuff is up to us to get us there. Where are we going to put this Freedom Rock? Well, we're still working with staff, but it will be right here on the Civic Plaza campus. We'll ensure that it's ADA compliant and near handicap parking. Although the artist is the ultimate decider of what will be painted on the rock, some of the possible Arizona tributes I have listed here, and I think it's particularly fitting that on this day I'm doing the presentation, and today is Navajo Code Talker Day. So I am praying very much that Bubba decides to put the Navajo Code Talkers on our rock. But as you see, we have a number of other local Arizona veterans, and the USS Arizona, there's a side to our rock that I can actually see the USS Arizona in my mind with some clouds and a couple of Japanese zeros. So like I said, we will make suggestions. He'll talk to local townspeople. He'll go visit the VFW, and he ultimately makes the decision himself. But what he does do is he tries to make every rock very unique to the area. Our budget. I just want to briefly talk about this. This is just for the rock itself. This does not include any costs for site preparation. How are we raising funds to get there? Everybody wants to know that. We're doing a number of things. We're doing grants. We've gone to the public for donations, but our biggest way to raise money is to sell bricks/pavers. We're selling the veterans bricks for $100. There's approximately 1,900 of them that can be sold. And then we're doing the corporate/organization brick, which is $250. And by the name of it, I want people to understand we say corporate organization. It can also be a family. But what it's not is it's not for the veterans. The red bricks are reserved solely for veterans. The wheat bricks are for everybody else. And we have, if you've been watching us on Facebook, and I do ask that you follow us on Facebook, we have our own page, we have sold already 8 corporate organizational bricks. So this community is absolutely phenomenal. Our bottom goal here is to have a ribbon cutting ceremony on our site on this country's 250th birthday next year. And before I close, I really want to thank you, sir. I want to thank everyone here for having the vision to see to the future, to how we honor our vets, because this is so important to me, being a vet myself. There are so many veterans in this community. How do we pay them honor? And the other thank you goes to you, Gilbert, and your staff. Behind the scenes, you have some phenomenal people that work for you, and they have just rolled out the red carpet for us and have really helped us, because I don't know what I don't know. I know how to do Army stuff really well, but when it came to civilian stuff, there was a lot of things I didn't know, and your staff has been just very welcoming and teaching. So pending any questions, that is all I have.
Thank you, Aaron. I just want to say how excited I am with what you guys have been able to do. From the first time I heard about this Freedom Rock, I had never known anything about it. Then I started doing some research, and then I started kind of talking to other people about it. And coincidentally enough, the people that I spoke to were from Iowa, and everyone in Iowa knows about Freedom Rocks. This is what they do. They go on tours with their family to different counties throughout Iowa. I believe there's 99 counties in Iowa, and everyone has a rock. So they make like a trip about this, and it's something that they all enjoy. So having the first one in Prescott Valley is terrific. And what I see is Prescott's going to catch wind, and then Chino Valley's going to want one, and before you know it, we're going to have our own Yavapai County Freedom Rock Tour, and it's because of you folks and starting it here. So congratulations. I'm just happy to be a part of this council that is supporting such a great effort. So good for you guys.
Thank you.
Give them a round of applause. This is some good work right here. So I will need a motion now on this one. And I will say, whoever doesn't vote yes on this is un-American.
I'll gladly make that motion, Mr. Mayor. I'll motion to authorize the mayor to sign resolution number 2025-2431, authorizing staff to take necessary actions in support of the Freedom Rock project.
I'll second.
Clerk, please call the vote.
Councilmember Schumacher?
Yes?
Thank you. That passes unanimously, Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. And we are now done with the agenda. Council, is there anything else for the good of the order? Seeing none, meeting adjourned, folks. Thanks for coming out.